Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I am going to talk about finally my PR pathway, my application, timeline, yan. So if hindi niyo pa napapanood yung previous videos ko, I'm doing a pathway PR series. I already have two videos regarding this series, yung student pathway ko, yung preparation to PR, and then now ito yung PR application. I will talk about why Federal Skilled Worker program is significant sa application process ko. Kaya yun yung in-name ko muna. Bakit mo pupunta tayo sa provincial nominee at the end of this video. So disclaimer lang, I'm not an expert in any process of the immigration. I just wanted to share with you yung application process na ginawa ko, which is DIY. So, ni-research ko lahat to. I did my trial and error and became successful pagdating sa PR application. I will try to be as detailed as possible pagdating sa mga information na i-share ko, okay? Before we go to the actual application process, I think it's important to review yung eligibility requirements ng program to see lang how my preparation to PR, which I did the previous video, is very important and is necessary para ma-achieve nyo yung provincial nominee. Okay, so based kasi sa Alberta Express Entry Stream, number one, you need to have a CRS score of 300 para ma-qualify ka for the nomination. Also, kailangan mo magkaroon ng active express entry profile under Federal Skilled Worker. So, yun yung ini-aim ko. So, mag-start tayo sa Federal Skilled Worker kasi kailangan ko magkaroon ng eligible express entry under ng IRCC account. By the way, lahat ng website na babanggitin ko, bukod sa makikita nyo sa screen, ilalagay ko din siya sa description box below para ma-access nyo siya ng mabilisan yung link. So, let's start with the eligibility requirements. We're looking at federal skilled worker. Si Canada, meron siyang specific qualification para ma-consider kang skilled worker. Itong eligibility requirements na sasabihin ko, hindi siya applicable sa mga nakatira sa Quebec. Okay, so check nyo na lang yung website nila. It says in Canada.ca website, to be able to qualify for Federal Skilled Worker Program, you must meet the following. So, number one, syempre, you must be a skilled worker. Yung mga skilled worker, macha-check nyo yan sa website. Meron lang silang list ng skilled worker. Okay, so, number one, a manager, a supervisor, and people in jobs that usually need university degree, college diploma, or apprentice training. Yung jobs na to, makikita nyo siya sa tier 0, 1, 2, and 3. If you're going to use your personal support worker or healthcare aide, when you search it sa NOC or sa tier na link nila, hanapin niyo yung nurse aides, orderlies, and patient service associates or NOC code 33102. Yung sa registered nurse, madali lang naman hanapin. Click nyo lang registered nurse, tier 1 yun. Ang nurse aides, orderlies, etc. Tier 3. Nga pala, kung ano yung primary occupation na gagamitin nyo from the start of your application, yun yung kailangan yung gamitin all throughout the application until ma-approve nila yung PR nyo. So, for example, nag-start na kayo na PSW, yung gagamitin yung work experience, mag-stick kayo doon. Since ako, ang current work ko and mas mataas yung tier ng registered nurse work experience yung gagamitin ko. And then, number 2 na requirement nila is you must have the minimum requirements under the following. So, number 1, yung language ability. So, you must have taken any approved language test and meet the minimum score of 7 in all 4 abilities. The listening, reading, writing, speaking test ng IELTS. Okay? So, marami yan. IELTS, CELPIP, tas marami pang iba. OET yata meron din ganyan. So, pinakasikat naman dyan is CELPIP or IELTS dito. Okay, so, I've already taken IELTS with scores not less than 7 in all abilities. So, kaya tinake ko siya ng 4. Okay? Para lang ma-meet ko yung all 7 scores na to. Number 2, education. So, either you obtain a certificate, diploma, or degree from a Canadian post-secondary institution, or if you have a foreign education, you must have completed an educational credential assessment for immigration purposes, which is yung ECA. Ang meron ako is yung WES, using my bachelor's degree in nursing sa Philippines. Skilled work experience. Work experience must be in Canada or abroad while studying or while being self-employed. So in this section, ang sinubmit ko is yung nursing experience ko sa Philippines and yung current work ko as registered nurse. Tapos, dineclare ko din yung PSW work experience ko. Kasi magkakaroon ako ng gap sa time ko ng between nung last work ko as RN and until nung nag-study ako dito sa Canada. So, kailangan ko siyang i-declare. And then, yung age, believe it or not, merong factor ang age. So, magkakaroon ka ng score. Mamaya papakita ko yung CRS score ko. Arrange employment in Canada. The applicant must have a job offer of at least 1 year from a Canadian employer to be able to apply for this program. So, yung sa akin, ang job offer ko is temporary, full-time ng 1 year. Technically, pasok ako. Meron man siyang end date, tinanggap pa din nila. Kasi, nung time, during ng application ko, na-extend din naman yung contract ko. So, technically, pasok pa din siya. And then, adaptability dito, maraming factor na pwedeng consider sa category. And then, may maximum of 10 points sila in any. So, kung meron kang spouse or partner or common law partner na may language level or may language test, consider nila yon. Your past studies in Canada. So, ang kinoconsider nila is yung 2 years program in Canada. So, hindi ako qualified dito. Your spouse or partner past study in Canada. Ang application ko is single. So, hindi applicable sa akin tong may spouse and partner. Kung may partner kayo, mas maganda kasi pampataas ng CRS score yun. And then, your past work in Canada, you did at least 1 year of full-time work in Canada under Tier 0123 and with a valid work permit or well authorized to work in Canada. Yun nga, since ang ginagamit ng occupation dito sa program, sa PR pathway is yung registered nurse ko. Hindi nila consider. So, 0 yung points ko dito. Your spouse or common law partner spouse work in Canada, so no. Arrange employment in Canada, no. And relatives in Canada. So, wala akong relatives dito na PR. So, yun yung minimum requirements. So, language ability, education, skilled work experience, age, arrange employment in Canada, and adaptability. So, mabibigyan kayo ng points dyan sa kung meron kayong eligible dyan sa mga sinabi ko. Another eligibility requirement is proof of funds. Merong certain amount per family member. Makikita niyo siya sa website ng Canada kasi nagbabago siya every year. Other things that they consider. So, number 1 is admissibility in Canada. Ito yung kapag may criminal records ka, may security reasons sila why you cannot be admitted in Canada, ganyan. Or medical reasons. Number 2, where you can live in Canada. So, for example, kapag nasa Quebec ka, dapat you live outside Quebec after nito. Kasi yun nga yung sa Quebec, may sarili silang skilled worker qualifications. Okay? Number 2, if you are provincial nominee, then you must settle in the province that nominated you. Okay, so this is another thing to consider if you're planning to get nomination from whatever province you like. Now that we're done with the eligibility requirements, eto na yung PR process. Express entry pa lang to. Okay, so remember, kailangan ko maging eligible for express entry federal skilled worker. Okay, under IRCC account. So, to start the process, you must have an IRCC account. And then start by clicking apply to come to Canada. And then click express entry, select your province, blah blah blah. So, ituloy-tuloy nyo lang, sagutan nyo lang lahat ng mga questions dyan. The questioners will ask about language test result, your work experience, your funds na you must have. So, eto pala guys, ang ilagay nyo dyan is yung required amount ng proof of funds. Okay? Whether meron kayo or wala, or magpe-prepare pa lang kayo. Remember, this PR process will take you a lot of time. So, meron kang time to complete that fund. Kung ang ilalagay mo dyan is yung less amount ng minimum na kailangan for number of family member, hindi ka mag-go through dun sa application. Hindi ka magiging eligible ba? Okay? Just be ready with all your documents handy para lahat ng information na hihingi nila dyan, ready ka na. Okay? So, I finished and submitted my application on April 18, 2024. CRS score resulted to 430 after I provided all my information. So, ipapakita ko yung CRS score ko. Yan siya. Para alam nyo lang kung saan ako nagkaroon ng score, saan yung walang score. Gusto pa nating pataasin yan para ma-invite agad tayo to process for PR. Yung CRS is Comprehensive Ranking System. So, ito yung gagamitin mong score during the draw, PR draw. Okay? So, kasi ang ginagawa ni Canada is yung CRS score na yun, kunyari 430, tapos magkakaroon sila ng draw for a certain pathway. Let's say, dedicated healthcare. Tapos, ang CRS score na kailangan, ito example lang, ang CRS score na kailangan is for 450 pataas. So, hindi ka magka-qualify. So, hindi ka mabibigyan ng invitation. So, mas mataas ang CRS score mo, mas malaki yung chance na ma-invite ka. That was April 18, 2024. So, na-lodge ko na yung PR application ko. I'm just waiting. After 15 days, this is May 1st, 2024, naka-receive ako ng provincial interest letter, or ito yung notification of interest, NOI, stating that Alberta would like to consider you under the Provincial Nominee Program. Ito na yung PNP. Based sa requirement ni Alberta Express Entry Stream, for you to be nominated by the province, by Alberta, kailangan mong magkaroon ng CRS score na 300 and meron kang active na Express Entry profile, Federal Skilled Worker. Sa Alberta is Alberta Advantage Immigration Program, or AAIP. So, under that, magka-qualify ako sa dedicated healthcare pathway. So, yung NOI na yon, i-save nyo siya as PDF. And then, you need to email albertaexpressentry@gov.ab.ca and express your interest to apply for nomination. Okay? Hindi pa yun yung nomination ni Alberta. Nagsasabi lang siya na, uy, nakita namin yung account mo, nag-express kami sa'yo ng interest namin para manominate ka namin under ng Alberta. May 1st, so in-email ko yun sa kanila together with the PDF version ng notification of interest. Tas May 2, kinabukasan, I received this email. They requested evidence of job offer and RN permit. So, I replied to them with the attachment of my RN permit and copy of the job offer that I have here in Alberta. Now, May 3rd, 2024, they sent me an email regarding how to apply for Alberta Express Entry Stream. And then, in the instruction, you need to create an account in this website. Okay? Tapos, after nyan, you'll have to click Create New Expression of Interest, or EOI, for workers. Yun yung application mo or expression of interest mo to apply for a nomination from Alberta. Okay. Then, just complete the information that is needed. Then, you have to pay for a fee, which is, nung time ko, it's 840 CAD. Okay. I finished the whole application process on May 14, 2024. This is 11 days since magawa ko yung login account ko dito sa Alberta, because I need to provide reference letters from my previous employers kasi meron silang certain details na kailangan, hindi lang pwedeng COE. Kailangan din nila yung mga job description, ganyan. So I need to comply with the format. So May 23, 2024, this is a Friday. I receive a call from program advisor from Alberta Immigration. Nakita na nila, nire-review na nila yung account ko sa Alberta Express Entry Stream. And he requested for copies of my statement of earnings or pay records or payslip for the last 3 months sa current employer ko. May 27, 2024, this is now a Monday. So, wala kasing weekends. So, syempre, tumagal lang siya dahil nag-weekends. So, I already received a decision letter. Then, my RCC account was updated and nomination received. So, nomination needs to be accepted, but you have to do this through a laptop or a desktop. Okay, kasi when I tried opening my account through my phone, which I usually do, hindi ko nakikita kung paano i-accept. So, naguguluhan na ako. And then, when I came home, I opened my account in my laptop. I saw na yung parang may madadagdagan yung linya sa taas. Nomination, blah, blah, blah. Tapos, may i-click kang accept or decline. So, syempre, accept. Now, accepting this nomination means no other province will see your CRS score. Okay, so if you're eyeing for another province, huwag nyo muna i-accept or i-decline nyo siya. But, ito na meron ng nomination, tatanggi ka pa ba? Kailangan mo lang talagang magstay dun sa province na nag-nominate sa'yo. So, yun. Kapag in-accept mo yun, mag-update yung CRS score mo, madadagdagan na siya ng automatic 600 points. So, mataas na to for IRCC. Pag nakita nila to, mataas yung chances mo na ma-invite ka kaagad to apply. Which became true, no, nung sa akin. So, what happened was, 3 days after ako ma-nominate, yung ma-receive ko yung nomination, that was May 30, 2024, I received the invitation to apply, or ITA. Okay? So, when you receive this invitation, you have 60 days maximum to complete and submit your application. After that, the invitation is not valid. Okay? So, I think by this time, I waited a month para masubmit yung application ko to gather all the additional documents na kailangan ko. Talagang inayos ko yung documents kasi dito sa application ng PR, isang file lang yung pwede mong i-attach. Kunyari, proof of funds or financial statement ata yung nakalagay doon. Isa lang yung document na pwede mong i-submit. So, ibig sabihin, kung marami kang statement of account or maraming pages yung statement of account mo from different financial institution, kailangan mo siyang gawing isang PDF file. One tip din na maibibigay ko is, kunyari, yung work experience nyo sobrang dami. Lagyan nyo ng cover letter or summary. Kung ano yung mga naka-attach, huwag nyo papahirapan yung IO, your immigration officer na magre-review para i-identify ano ba to. Okay? Especially hindi Canada galing yung mga documents nyo. May hirap i-identify kasi hindi tayo parehas sometimes ng wordings. Ganyan. So, pwede nyo i-summarize. Lagyan nyo lang ng cover letter. O Appendix A, ito yung from gantong work. Appendix B, ganito yung work. Tapos pala, sa work experience, sabayan nyo na ng payslip na worth 1 year kung kaya. I submitted my PR application on June 25th, 2024. So, eto na yung waiting game ka na lang. Another update, August 8th, 2024. So, June, July, August, September, July, August. 2 months. Profile was updated due to biometrics. Yung biometrics ko kasi is valid for 10 years. So, hindi ko na kailangan pumunta ulit and hindi na sila nag-request ng another biometrics kasi meron na. October 26, 2024, another profile update stating background check was completed. So, from June, July, August, September, October, 4 months. Noon pa lang natapos yung background check. And then, November 18, 2024, I received the PR portal instruction in my email. PR portal na to. Ito yung pinakaantay ng lahat. Sabi nila, pag may PR portal ka na, okay na yan. Sure na yan. Ganyan. So, pero syempre, hindi ka pa rin, kakabahan ka pa din. Kasi makabawi. Pero ewan ko, sabi nila, well, I don't know. Then, my RCC account was updated dating November 4, 2024. My application is approved. The email is instructing me to send information to them. And then, I receive another email on November 19, 2024. Kinabukasan, after ko ma-provide lahat. Ano lang yan, mga details mo lang. First name, last name, birthday, address mo, ano kulay ng mata mo, yung mga ganun. Ano yung height mo, mga basic lang information. Tapos, replyan nyo agad yung email na yun. Kinabukasan, nag-reply sila sa akin ng good news. We are ready to finalize your permanent resident in Canada. Ito na yung magbibigay sila ng login sa PR portal. May link doon. You have to confirm your address and your picture na needs to follow the format of PR card picture. Yung standard, may sizing, may pixels, ganyan. Okay? Nakalagay doon. You can do that through Staples, Shoppers, or any company na nag-offer ng service ng picture. After that, submit your application and then waiting game ka na ulit. Okay? Yung sa akin, November, December, January, February, 3 months after, February 18, 2025, saktong 3 months pala to, I received the golden email. Yung golden email, pag naka-receive na kayo ng congratulations, yun na yun. Of course, hindi mo po ma-feel hanggat wala pa yung PR card. Pero kasi, yun na yung confirmation. Makaka-receive ka na niya ng COPR or yung electronic confirmation of permanent residence mo. So, I waited until I received my PR card on April 28, 2025. Ito siya. Tada! Okay. Yun na, feel ko na, actually, nung dumating yung PR card ko sa mail, nasa Pinas ako nun. I'm traveling for vacation sa Philippines. Yung landlord ko talaga yung naka-receive ng mail. Kasi pinapaabangan ko sa kanya, baka pwede, ganyan. Tapos nag-message siya sa akin. Tapos sabi niya, probably your PR card, ganyan. Tapos sabi ko, can you open it? With my consent naman to open my mail. Alam ko kasi dito, hindi pwedeng i-open ng iba yung mail mo, dapat ikaw. But with full consent, I told him to just make sure na PR card ko yun. Kasi ipapadala ko sana sa DHL papuntang Pinas para wala akong problema pabalik. Dala ko naman yung still valid work permit ko. And then yung ECOPR. But kasi nakalagay dun sa ECOPR is not valid for travel. So baka magkaroon pa ako ng problema. So I really need to get my PR card before ako bumalik ng Canada. Ang ginawa ng landlord ko, napakabait kong landlord at landlady, yung wife niya, pinadala nila through DHL with my full consent naman, and I paid naman the shipping fee. So after 3 days since mapadala nila from DHL, na-receive ko din yung PR card ko sa Pinas. So ayun, so very thankful ako sa kanila, and most especially sa mga taong nag-help sa akin during the PR process. So you know who you are. Thank you so much. Hindi ito magiging successful if not for your help, for your support, for all the information na na-provide niyo sa akin. And of course, thank you Lord, kasi this is really God's timing. Walang kahirap-hirap pabalik ng Canada. So I'll end this video here. I hope and I pray that you'll also be successful in your PR journey, in your PR application. See you in the next video. Bye!